Charlie Landing is the founder of BestAgent and presenter of Moving Home with Charlie.
The problem is not estate agents. The problem is the control and power behind the scenes that sets the rules of the game in the industry. The fact that I just don't go along with the whole industry bullshit narrative doesn't mean I'm not on your side. To have any chance of delivering more movers a better moving experience, I've also got to solve the problems that good agents are facing. And that's what I'm here to do. Good morning, everybody. Apologies for the poor camera quality this morning. My technology is not my friend today. You have days like that when your technology is not your friend. My coffee is, though, so I hope you're all having a good Tuesday. I hope you had a good Monday. In today's show, I'm going to be talking to you about probably one of the best, if not the best, lesson I learned from working with estate agents in the last 25 years. And it was a long time ago. It's really early on. I'm just going to quickly touch on the news first. So a quick scan of the news this morning, and the most, I think, again, pipeline protection is the theme of this morning, and focusing on deals rather than instructions, so you actually get paid, is a focus of mine at the moment, talking to agents. And this article out on Estate Agent Today this morning has data from Spectre shows that in 2022, so a year ago, just under half the properties that reduced in price in January had sold by the end of February. But this year, as you can see here, it dropped to just 39%. So in other words, 60% still remained unsold despite a price drop. Now, the only conclusion we can draw from that is that this year the price drops haven't been dropping far enough to catch the market. And so 60% of people dropping their prices are still missing the market as it drops away from them. On average, I know that there are areas where that's not happening, but on average across the country, that is happening. And of course, I know that agents' number one frustration so far this year has been sellers with unrealistic price expectations. But of course, sellers with unrealistic price expectations aren't just a waste of your time. They actually cost you money. And so I want to go straight into the theme of this morning's talk, which is one of my first really important clients was Douglas and Gordon in London, and we provided them with their CRM system in the early 2000s. And as a result, we were invited to most of their events. And I remember going to an event that was actually an industry event up at the Islington Business Design Centre. And I remember Ivor Dickinson, the then managing director of Douglas and Gordon, giving a talk to a room full of estate agents. And he put up a graph, and the graph showed that it was time along the x-axis, and it was fall through rate on the y-axis. And it was just a curve. It was almost a sort of straight line like that. But the longer it went, so the more time went past, the higher the number of deals fell through. And it was over quite a long period of time. And it was for over their, I think, 12 or 14 offices they had at the time. And he said that discovery, that finding, it sounds obvious when you think about it. The longer a deal takes to complete, the higher the chance of it falling through. But he said that when they actually did the data across all their offices and saw how absolutely you could almost map it in terms of projecting your office's exchange income, actually informed their whole strategy and philosophy as a company, that focusing on holding deals together once agreed was by far the top priority, an even higher priority than winning new instructions. Because, and this is the thing that I went on having that in my mind and factoring that into the development of the CRM systems I was building, it made me realize something, that actually, as an estate agent, nothing costs you more money. Literally nothing costs you more money. And not just money. Nothing costs you more in reputation, in time, and in money than a deal that falls through. Now, I know that you all know this, right? But if you actually stop and quantify it, it might make you recalibrate your priorities, the priority with which you approach your days, your daily tasks. Think about how much time and money it costs you just to win an instruction, how hard it is to even get in the door to do a valuation when everyone just picks 3 agents at random out of 15 or 20 agents. So your chances of being picked are already less than 1 in 5 on average. And then once you're in, you're then up against 2 other agents. And if you're a good agent, you're up against overvaluing bozos in the other ones. I understand the pressure for overvaluing because of sellers all wanting too much money, but the really skillful agents will not just cave into a seller's ridiculous expectations. They'll manage the expectations and manage that. So you get in the door up against 3, and you finally win that instruction. And perhaps the instruction is on at a slightly higher price than you wanted it to. And you've said to the seller, well, look, if you really insist, we can start at that price and then drop it down. And then you start doing viewings and you start getting your team to ring around all the applicants and say, we've got this new listing. And you're now spending yours and your team's money and time. And then you start doing viewings and you start showing people around. And then eventually it might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of viewings. You finally get a deal agreed. And you still haven't received a penny. Not a penny. It's been months just to get that one property onto your books and then under offer. And now is when the hard work starts, right? Actually holding that together, especially if it's in a chain. And this is where the really outstanding agents separate themselves from the rest, which is their skill in holding a deal together and chain management. Because actually, there is no higher, more profitable skill as an estate agent than being the kind of agent that knows how to hold deals together in the first place and how to hold chains together, compared to ones that just put the deals together and hope that they hold together. And oh well, lots fall through. So nothing. So your pipeline, right? Your pipeline is the total value of all the fees of the deals agreed in your pipeline that have not yet exchanged in your pipeline. And typically, you will have a feel for what the typical fall through rate is in your pipeline. And whatever it may be, is what you're used to. But right now, there is a higher chance. There was that story out in the Telegraph yesterday about how there's this sudden spike in gesundering, and buyers, or maybe it's because of down valuations, maybe it's because of discoveries of problems with the property, but maybe it's just a bloody minded buyer at the last minute going, actually, you know what, I'm dropping my price by 10, 20, 30,000 pounds. And that, of course, is a threat to your deals as well. And it's incredibly frustrating to you, not only on behalf of your seller clients, but also your agent, yourself and your fees, when a buyer pulls that trick and as a result, the deal falls through. It's just that there is no more painful or more sharper loss of money. And that is why I always say at the end of these morning shows, don't forget, start by chasing up your deals. Now, on top of that, I can remember working with some agents who were so averse to deal fall throughs, and they had the highest instructor to sold ratio of any agent that I ever worked with. I mean, it was consistently 90%. And how do you think 90%? That's just not possible. The owner of this business was like, I will not take on a property unless I know the seller is committed to selling it. I'm not interested in taking on a listing that might or might not sell for the sake of chance of a fee. I'm not prepared to invest my time in something that I don't think is a very high chance of going through. And the second thing is, like, we won't entertain, we won't even do viewings unless we think a buyer is actually ready to proceed. We're not going to waste our time viewing someone that lives the other side of the country, has got something they haven't sold yet. When we got other buyers in a weaker market, maybe we will. But in other words, they were highly selective of the proceedability, not only their sellers and their buyers. And then after that, they then focused relentlessly on keeping deals together. They didn't let a single deal have a day wasted. Or whatever chasing was needed was done as the top priority, first thing, every single morning. And in fact, he put in, we worked together to work these priorities out, and he agreed after my recommendation. And again, I stole this idea from Douglas and Gordon, and it was such a good idea. It wasn't stolen because Ivor Dickinson had made it public. But I said, whenever someone comes back to their desk, maybe they've been out on a viewing or another meeting, you come down, sit down at your desk. Very first thing, always, is there a deal I need to follow up? Is there a phone call I've missed about a deal progression? Is there a solicitor I need to follow up, or an offer? Or do I need to, if there's a slightly shaky deal, do I need to call the parties in that deal to help hold it together? Be preemptive rather than reactive. And that led to this extraordinary 90% success rate on instructed to sold properties. And not only that, it made him incredibly successful as an agent financially. I remember the numbers were phenomenal. It was a relatively small agency, but the numbers, the actual earnings, were absolutely off the chart. So I just wanted to recap that because in 25 years working with agents, there are 5, I think, game-changing lessons that I've learned, and that's one of those top game-changing lessons for agents. It doesn't just make you more profitable. It doesn't just protect your income. It protects your time as well. So your pipeline, you need to treat your pipeline. I mean, your pipeline is your payday, isn't it? Right? And what you don't want is to see money falling out of that. And again, it might sound like I'm stating the obvious because all agents say, well, I know that. But yet, do you find yourself spending more time chasing new business than you do protecting your pipeline? In this market, when deals are the shakiest they've been for a long time, when deal transaction volumes are lower than they've been for a long time, there hasn't been a time since 2008 when protecting your pipeline and prioritizing your pipeline protection, prioritizing pipeline protection was more important, all right? And your clients will thank you for it too. Where not only will it pay you in terms of actual getting your fees over the line and getting the deal done, but your clients whose sales you protect and save will also thank you, and your reputation will be better. So it keeps on paying. As a strategy, it is the most profitable strategy you have, is protecting your pipeline at all times, but even more so in a difficult market. Now, guys, I hope that's helpful. That's all I wanted to say today. If you haven't yet joined the Best Agent WhatsApp private agent only group, send me a private message on LinkedIn. Link to my LinkedIn profile in the description below. That is imminently about to come to life. It is strictly agents only, and it is a safe private place for agents to discuss best agents plans to dismantle the toxic power structure in the industry, so that we redress the imbalance where the top 10% of agents by market share are getting 50% of the market, even though they're not that much. In fact, some of the top ones have the worst instructed to sold ratio of all. So they do not deserve that position of number 1 market share. And that's what we want to change, because that will be a better experience for movers who will stop choosing the wrong agents for the wrong reasons. And it means more agents will get an opportunity to talk to more clients for the right reasons. More moves happening first time out, more agents losing fewer instructions. It's a win-win-win. Guys, I look forward to talking to you in the Best Agent WhatsApp group. If you haven't already set up your account at Best Agent, go to bestagent.co.uk/agent. And I'll talk to you soon. Do we have any hellos from agents in here this morning? Hello, Fee. Morning. Have a great day, guys. Send me your questions. And also, please, if you've got, I'd love to hear your stories of bad mover behavior. I would love to be able to share examples and anecdotes of movers behaving outrageously, so that we can just make sure that the whole narrative in the press about the moving industry is not just about bad estate agents. There are bad estate agents, by no means can we deny that. There are, and part of my mission is to end bad estate agency. But it's important that we redress that balance and go, it's not just agents. There are movers who behave badly as well. All right, guys, have a great day. See you tomorrow, 7:45. Bye.